Alright, y'all, so got a cool little video today. Here at Mary's property, which when I usually film at Mary's property, it's involving that food forest project that we got going on. But today we're doing something a little different. This is the back of her property, and the story behind this property was that it used to be a longan farm, and predominantly a longan farm, but there's also other little random, different trees and different plants. And the person, I think, died, or I think he passed away or something. And so what was once going to be like a little retirement hobby farm ended up being an abandoned farm, And so when Mary bought the property, there was tons of longans that they had took out around the house area so that they can build the house. And this back area never got touched. So there's a crazy cool little trail system back here, full of longan trees and other things. And I've been patiently waiting for nice windy winter weather to set in so that I can take a break from the main food forest project over there and come back and do what I love to do, which is trailblazing and just landscape forest management. So I figured I'd take a little peek back here to show you what I'm going to be doing. So what ended up happening was we had like some gnarly frost like 2 years in a row. So a lot of these longans are just kind of coming back from that frost. I'm not sure if they're all coming back from above the rootstock. It looks like, I have no idea actually what's going on here. She did say that they have fruited before in the past. So we'll see what ends up happening. But you can see that I've cut a trail here before in the past. So I have somewhat of a trail to show. But you can still see just how kind of closed canopy this is. A lot of poison ivy, a lot of this cool piper species that I'm sure that the past owner planted. You can see just how well they do in the deep shade. Really cool. Nice taste of the leaves. So we cut a trail because there's a big avocado tree that I'll show you that must have been planted as well. We stumbled upon it. Mary actually pointed it out. She saw it from a distance from her house. She was like, wait a minute, that looks like an avocado tree, because I think she saw an avocado up there. And sure enough, we hacked the trail back here, and I'll show you that avocado tree right now. But I just wanted to show kind of what I'm going to be working on. This is a big Brazilian pepper here. And I kind of just want to open up this area. There's a, mosquito pressure out here because of how shaded it is. And there's actually a lot of LFA, little fire ants. So for those who are unaware, here in Florida, not only do we deal with the red imported fire ants, which are the ones that we all know too well as Floridians, the one that crawl up your leg if you're not paying attention and freaking bite you by the hundreds. LFA, little fire ants, are actually arboreal, so they live in trees and shrubs, and they really love the humid, damp environments, whereas the red fire ants that we know, they do better like in open pastures and things like that. Looks like there's tons of baby longans everywhere too, which is kind of cool. But so the Brazilian pepper tends to host little fire ants because of these sort of damp conditions, really shady conditions. So just quick note on how I'll go about doing this, because I've kind of figured out a little routine of how to best manage Brazilian pepper without getting little fire ants all over your shoulders and your head and stuff. Because what ends up happening is, like, you kind of want to go willy-nilly, and you shake the tree when you like hack and slash, and then all the little fire ants just fall every time you shake it. So I kind of like to do it starting from the outside, going to the inside, so that I minimize the amount of little fire ants that can fall on me. So yeah, I'm gonna cut off all this Brazilian pepper, and just make this area a lot nicer for humans to be in and for animals to pass through, because it's a nice little area right here. And then you can see old irrigation pipes and stuff. So, this once was, I'm sure, a cool looking, long grove, but now it's gotten overrun with Brazilian pepper and Caesar weed and rosary pea and all these different things. So I might touch up this Brazilian pepper as well, just to give us a little bit more access here. And then we come into a clearing. You can kind of see it over there already, the sun. A banana. I'm sure that the past owner had planted that as well. We come into a clearing, and of course, with clearings come Caesar weed. So there's tons of Caesar weed everywhere. But yeah, nice little sunny patch, which is kind of cool. I love that. It's one of my favorite sensations. Walking from a enclosed forest into a clearing. It's always a cool little juxtaposition. So here's the big avocado tree, and it was really delicious, actually. Really big, not too watery avocado. I'm not sure what the variety is, or if it even is a variety, or what it is, but here's the trunk. Yeah, really nice avocado. Super beautiful tree. Definitely gave a lot last year. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to clear out the brush down here, so that we had a better chance of getting to the avocados. I was like going on vacation or something at the time. So now that the weather's a little nicer, a little breeze coming in, I could spend more time in these more damp, in these more enclosed situations, without feeling like I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. So yeah, that's gonna be the job, and we'll see how far I get today. But I love the little before and afters, especially when I do more like invasive species managements and opening up areas. It's such a cool sensation to go from super shaded, mosquito rich, little fire ant rich habitat to a more dappled light. It's more healthy. You can just feel the health, the forest just being like just breathing, getting some airflow, getting some light. So that's the job for today, and we'll see how far we get. Yeah, peace. All right, so I've been chipping away at this clearing project. I did some work 2 days ago and then finished up today. And yeah, let's check it out. So it's sunny out. It was nice and it was pretty cold this morning, actually, and nice and overcast. So the sun just started breaking out, which is perfect because I love to make these videos with the sun shining, so you can see the contrast a little better of like clear areas as opposed to closed in areas. So yeah, did a lot of maintenance on this Brazilian pepper, kind of just like the lower portion of it. It's one of my preferred ways of managing Brazilian pepper. Just clearing enough to get some sunlight in, getting all that dead material out, and getting sunlight in. You can see now, this was a big mess. Getting walkway space, as well as clearing up the understory so there's more sunlight being able to penetrate, because there's tons of seedlings coming up. This is oak. There's tons of longans, obviously, like I said before. Tons of oaks because there's a nice big oak right there. The reason why I like managing from like just a landscape, from like a property owner kind of point of view, is because you're maintaining you're able to dial in how much shade you want, and you're able to like tweak it to exactly to your liking. And it's especially at this time of day, like you can really dial it into exactly how much you want. So depending on your needs, you can hack away at the Brazilian pepper little by little to get it exactly how you want it, depending on what you want. You know, if you want to grow say turmeric or like shampoo ginger or something down in here, then you wouldn't hack it back all the way, because then there'll be too much sun for certain things, you know, whatever. And at the end of the day, the Brazilian pepper, for as bad of a rap as it gets, if it's on your property and you're having to work with it, then you might as well coexist with the Brazilian pepper, because it's playing an ecological role, and you might as well use that to your advantage. Because if you were to try to clear this whole Brazilian pepper out because you're trying to be a good Samaritan and, you know, stopping all these seeds from spreading or whatever, or you just, first of all, it's a lot of work, and second of all, you're gonna end up with in a few months something like this. You know, it's very easy to get behind the message of, you know, destroying the Brazilian pepper so that the natives could come in, but the reality is, here in South Florida, if it ain't one invasive species, it's like 6 other ones. You know, we're pretty far down that rabbit hole. So this is a lot harder to manage. It springs up a lot faster. Caesar weed, this crap, I forget what this one is. I should know. It's another really fleshy, easy to work with, but very fast growing weed. So, you know, it's from a property owner management point of view, as the one doing the work, I much prefer this environment that the Brazilian pepper provides. But anyways, here's the trail that I hacked away at for the avocado. Got some avocados. This one's starting to root into the ground. This one's here. Nice big avocado. So now we got a lot of clearance here. So when hopefully this avocado gives a nice crop this year and we have all the space to try and harvest. There's also this sapodilla tree that was hiding back here as well. And I spent a lot of time freeing it up. There was tons of muscadine and smilax. A lot of spiny smilax. It was horrible. But now the tree is, for the most part, free. There's still a little bit left to do. But yeah, it just goes to show. Oh, here's a perfect example. So like I spent hours freeing this up from, you know, native plants, native smilax and native muscadine grape. And it was just, it was horrible. And, you know, they're going to come right back up, whether you like it or not. These native plants, some of these native plants are crazy, have crazy invasive type characteristics, as you can see. Really big fire hazard as well. It's like a fire ladder. And so is the Brazilian pepper, don't get me wrong. But as we can see here, I hacked this little trail back here. Look at all these longans down in here. Look at the environment that this pretty atrocious stand of Brazilian pepper. Just look at all this dead material. This is definitely a fire hazard as well. So I'm not trying to put rose-colored glasses on for the Brazilian pepper. But from a agroforester sort of landscape management point of view, this environment here, once you take the time out to clear it out, it has been developing nice leaf litter over the years, and birds and animals have come in over the years to hide out here, and there's a seed bank of a lot of things in here, and right now they're dormant. A lot of things are. Certain species, like apparently this longin, can hang out in the shade, so you can see just how many longins are in here because they're enjoying this very shaded nursery type environment. And the super invasives, the super like early succession invasives, like the rosary pea, the muscadine grape, the air potato, smilax, all of these, though they may sprout in this deep shade, they don't do well. They don't do nearly as well as they would out in the open where I was just showing you. Caesar weed, like all those horrendous early succession species, they don't do well in this environment. So I think like I said, this is all coming from a sort of landscape management point of view, not from like an ethical, moral sort of point of view, talking about whatever, you get what I'm trying to say. Just if you're the one working on your property, don't be so quick to try to rip out Brazilian pepper, because it's something that you can work with over a long period of time. You know, you have your property for years, I would hope, you know. And if you try to just destroy it, rip it out because you want to start a food forest, or you just don't like the look of it, obviously it's not pretty to look at. You're going to be setting yourself up for this if you don't do anything about it. Just tons of these vines of these early succession species that are just trying to cover the earth because you went ahead and ripped out all the Brazilian pepper. And it's 10 times worse trying to deal with this stuff than it is trying to deal with the Brazilian pepper, because once you do the first little bit of work with the Brazilian pepper, you have now, instead of this dead spiky mess that has absolutely barely any sunlight coming in, you'll have this sort of Goldilocks environment where you can freely walk around. Seedlings are freely able to get some sun, and it's just a lot more enjoyable to work under as well. Like this, trying to get through this in the hot sun is not fun. So yeah, kind of just, that's it. I just was having that thought as I was managing back here. It's a really cool spot to manage, and just seeing how much healthier, quote unquote, whatever that means, how much healthier it feels under the protection of the Brazilian peppers, just goes to show that we shouldn't. I guess what I'm trying to get to is that we shouldn't be thinking of as a property owner, as somebody who wants to see your land, flourish. You shouldn't be thinking of the black and white natives versus invasives. I think we should maybe think of it as trying to go forward in succession in whatever that means, in whatever means possible, kind of thing, because that's what nature wants to do anyways. So if you work with the Brazilian pepper, slowly prune it back year by year, you're going to facilitate nature. You're going to facilitate succession. So instead of having to deal with these very early succession weeds over and over and over again, you will have the freedom of choosing which species you want to take care of, because nature, like I said, has the seed bank already. There's tons of beautyberry, saltbush, which are native species, just lying dormant down in here. Obviously tons of oaks, like I said. So yeah, that's it. End my rant for the day. More than anything, I just wanted to show what, you know, a little bit of elbow grease can do to a Brazilian pepper infested landscape. It's not easy work, but it's super, super gratifying. And then I can't wait to see how this little wooded area responds after all this managing. I hope to do some more because the weather is just perfect right now. So, big ol' avocado. Sapodilla. Hopefully it gives fruit. I'm not sure if it's grafted. I'm not sure what it is. But hopefully it gives fruit. I think there's a bunch of curry here as well. It smells super, super strong. Curry leaves. Maybe somebody can help me with an ID. I'm pretty sure it is. There's also an African tulip tree back there, so that would be a cool place to get to eventually. I don't know if you can see it, but that would be cool. Can't wait to keep chopping and bushwhacking here. But I'll go back in here one more time just so you can see the difference. Wow, what a crazy vibe under here. This little nursery, I got tons of longans I can work with here. But that's it. Peace and out. Bye.